Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the freaking internet. This may or may not be out of order, and I can tell you for sure you're gonna notice something weird with this episode, and that is because I forgot to set my aspect ratios correctly when I reinstalled everything onto a new computer. As a result of that, there are some black bars in the upcoming footages, and I have since fixed that problem, but just want to alert you guys and make you guys aware of it right this second because it is very, very noticeable as to the recordings that we have been doing. This one is going to be a little raw and off the edges, just a smidgen, because it doesn't quite work in the same capacity, and that's okay. I think we'll make it work, and that's all that really matters. So sit on down, let's go, and I'm gonna try my best to make you not notice them, but I'm telling you full-heartedly and honestly, you are going to notice the bars on the top and bottom of the screen, but we'll see if I can minimalize it to a little bit less. We're here trying to make some progress in our nether frog farm currently, because we need a safe space to call our own, and I figured what better way to talk about that than in a beautiful first-person time-lapse here. And of course we have the soft, subtle music in the background, because just hearing me is a little bit unsettling, and I know that. Anyway, we're here. We're trying to make it nice and simple. I'm using kind of all of the same block here just so it's sleek, just so I know exactly what we're getting ourselves into for this moment. And eventually we'll redo it, we'll make it better, and we will take that extra initiative. But for this particular moment, I needed some place safe, some way easily accessible, and some place that I didn't really have to worry about gas or any kind of other creature nearby to swoop in and take care of me here. So that's the goal of why we're just encasing it with this one material, why we're not really decorating it, and why we are really just making it nice and safe and secure. A little bit of torches goes a long way, and it helps to continue what we're doing. You can see this is no small project. This takes a long time, and these blasted magma cubes very well could be the death of me at some point. Not today, but at some point they definitely could easily be my end, and that is not a very good news. So we need to make something that allows us to keep the magma cubes in check so that we do not have to worry about them, because they are a detriment to our health and our sanity, and that is really, really no bueno at all. So we have to chop out a bit of the bastion here, and that is a very spooky endeavor in it of itself, because there are pig brutes that could come down and smite me with their axes. We really don't want that. We don't want the magma cubes. Basically, everything in the nether is very frightening, very terrifying, and could result in our death very quickly and easily, because I guess I haven't learned my lesson, and we do not carry noob juice with us very often whenever I'm here. I should really do that, because I did die to that in the last world, and I'd rather not repeat that, but you never know what's going to come of it. So we're making the room bigger. We're trying to get it so the iron golems can have their space, be able to kill the magma cubes much quicker so that the frogs can eat the little boys much, much quicker. And with the small cubes being eaten, of course, we gain access to more frog lights, which is fan-frickin-tastic. So, small cubes, great thing. Large cubes, very deadly, very potent, and we do not want to mess with them, in short. So, let's keep it going as fast as we can here, because it's a lot. Surprise, surprise, I actually found a way to get rid of the black bars in editing here. It's still going to look different, stretched and elongated. However, it will not have those gigantic bars on the top and the bottom of the screen. So that is, it's probably something I can deal with, right? A little bit of sacrifice for what we've got going here. I think that works out just fine. I'm doing something here that I don't really know why I am doing, to be honest with you. I have decided to fill in this entire area. Soon after this, I do give up on that horrible, horrible rationale and just do the top layer with lighting up the bottom area. But I've already expended like 12 double chests of dirt by the time I come to that realization. I really, truly don't know why I felt the need to completely fill it in and all of that because we're just going to build on top of it anyway, and it doesn't really matter if it is or is not filled in, to be completely honest. But it is what it is, and we have a lot of footage to get through of me placing dirt now. So we're going to go as quickly as I can, skip through the good parts, or skip to the good parts, rather. And we're going to keep going just as fast as we had been previously. So let's go. Oh, hello there. Look at me, all cute, placing dirt and what have you. Placing left to right, up to down, slow it down, place that dirt. Hot diggity damn. Oh yeah. In other news, and really not pertinent to the information, but the whole freaking house smells like French toast. And that's because I ate French toast. It was lovely. It's quite good and one of my favorite breakfast foods of all time. We're here trying our best to make it not so monotonous, but we have so much freaking dirt to place. It is not even funny. So not funny. Not even a little bit. We're jumping around, it's raining, we're trying our best, and you'll see little by little we are making progress as well as getting distracted because that is how I do. We tend to just kind of disappear randomly as we get lost in the sauce, as it were. We have a really bad issue with that. And this here is where I discovered why in God's name are we filling this whole thing up? Why are we filling every single block up here? Makes no freaking sense. So here's where I started to decide, let's just do the freaking top layer. Try to save ourselves some dirt because my freaking goodness, did you see how much dirt I wasted? Well, I guess you didn't see all of it. But just know that I literally went through so much freaking dirt there. It is freaking astonishing. Absolutely cray cray in the membrane, and it's a real problem. So much dirt, so little time. That's just how it goes, right? The plan, I don't care, in case I failed to mention it at some point, which is very possible, right? In case I failed to mention it, what we are doing here is going to have a ruined castle here in the backdrop here. I really like the idea of having something in the background, and what better thing than a ruined castle? A castle in which we were going to build to its full extent, I think, and then we're going to go back and break it all up. I think it'll look really, really cool as a silhouette of our forest. It is an extension of the build, but I believe that it is going to look really, really good in the backdrop. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. It's gonna be a real good time, I think. Regardless, we have to lay the groundwork first. Literally, the dirt is the groundwork here. So we got to make sure that we have a nice frame to build on, and we got to make sure that it is all well and lit up underneath, because we do not want to have to worry about any of the mobs or mob farms that I may or may not create as a direct result of this. Because, it's not cool. So let's go and be right back. something freaking truly majestic about your own Minecraft world, your creations, the choices that you've decided to make, the ways in which those choices impact your decisions for the world as a whole. Everything that you do affects it. And that's one of the many reasons that I love this game. Been playing it for 15 whopping years now. And I tell you what, even if they never add another block to this game, I probably would still play it for many, many years to come. It is just one of those games that in my free time brings me solace, brings me peace of mind, and is just so easy to spike your creativity. For those of you who don't know, I make self-imposed rules on myself here. These rules are to not stifle my creativity, but to enhance it far more than I could have ever guessed and thought. Every season of my hardcore world here, I continue to add or change rules. And this is no exception. One of them that we have going on here is torches cannot be shown in a finished area unless in a decorative setting. So that means you cannot just spam torches all over the floor and call an area complete. It's not something you can do. Number 2, obviously we are not using a totem at all. And good reason, this is totemless hardcore Minecraft. If we get in a sticky situation, guess what? We're dead. World's gone. Simple as that. Number 3, very important, I do not allow myself to have any netherite armor because I feel it is a little bit too cheaty, and with netherite armor, it is very almost impossible to die. And then the newest rules that we're going with here, which are ones that are going to help my creativity over everything, is we are to use every single Minecraft block in the game that is obtainable in survival Minecraft within the same build. So that means every color of terracotta, every variant of slab, stair, fence, gate, button, pressure plate, door, trapdoor, and anything else that comes from those varieties. That's the goal. And then the last and final rule that we participate in for this current series is all of our bases must be connected. What that means is not through the nether, but they have to be connected through the freaking overworld. That is truly what I mean by connected. For example, this area here will connect via a bridge over to the ruined kingdom over here as an extension of our wooded areas. Now, it doesn't matter how things are connected, only that they are. So that means if I don't want to build directly next to it, what can we do? Well, we can build a path. We can build some trees, we can build some rocks, we can build a broken down cart or two, an abandoned house or two, things like that along the way that connect the world and bring the story of the world increasingly into it with each and every block that we place. These rules are very important because they kind of influence directly the things that I do. And I really, really like that. Makes it much more difficult than me simply being able to place whatever block I want whenever. And I can, but not entirely. Because in this small forest area here, we do have to have every single block in the game. That's a lot of blocks. And to make this a little bit harder, I'm saying you need at least 5 of each of the blocks for it to count successfully. I do have a whiteboard here next to me that I have tried my best to write down every single variant, every single block, every single thing known to man, but I may have missed some. So I may need your guys' support in telling me all the blocks that there are, or I need an Excel file that maybe I can just show and include in the video that you guys can see. So every update or every episode, I may update what blocks we have, and then you guys can participate in that as well and see just how we decide to use all of these blocks. This is one of the hardest rules I've had to follow. In my last hardcore world, we used a rule that I really enjoyed, and that was no nature allowed. So I was not able to build any trees. I was not able to use bushes. I was not able to use any kind of floral decorations or anything. And that made it very difficult for me because that is something that I use all the freaking time. Flowers, trees, bushes, grass, ferns, you name it. I use it all the time. If you know how I build, you know that that is a very difficult thing for me to do as a result of that. Because if you need a filler, guess what? You can't put a tree there. And that is very difficult for me to do. But I am super excited about the rules that we have in this particular world here. I think they will add and make something really unique and really special here that I haven't been able to do in a very long time. Granted, we are using a lot of the same blocks. Like, we are using a lot of dark oak. We are using a lot of mangrove bushes and such like that. And that's for good reason. We are using all of them because that's what I want the primary to be, right? We're going to include the other blocks in subtle ways in that you will still be able to see all of them quite clearly, but they're not going to overwhelm the build that we have going on here. So it'll be up to me to how am I going to use these things in specific ways so that they look good and that they don't look out of place. Because above all, even though I am following this rule, it is still my Minecraft world, and it is still something that I want to put a lot of time and a lot of effort into making look good. Because that's just my kind of therapy, you know? So I think what we're doing here is going to work out really well for us. Building in a style of house that I've never really done before. And it's just going to be a matter of how do we make this come to fruition. We're going to need to use all the different types of leaves, for example. So that means I do need to build several trees with each of the leaf types, and that's fine. Not a problem. It's also going to really test my ability of interior design because there's a lot of blocks that I will not be able to use very easily in the light of day here, out on the surface, and not without being inside of a house. So we're going to have to get really creative to make this work. But I hope you guys are really starting to enjoy and to get behind our weekly Sunday episodes here because, let me tell you, I am having a freaking blast. Over the last year or two, year and a half probably at this point, we went from daily episodes in which we did an entire year worth of episodes, which is insane. Entire year worth of episodes. One episode every single day, and granted, they were raw and uncut, but now we're doing one cut, edited episode every single week, and I am really having a good time with it. So, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, ciao.